you still struggling to latch onto the idea of aestheticism? Wondering how and when you're going to catch up to the growing media showcase of these different social styles and identities? Those Pinterest pins and BuzzFeed quizzes not working for you? Well, here I am in an attempt to venture these narrow down styles to help tie up with your identity. Or will that be too shallow? Because nothing is ever original and unique nowadays, as you have been a slave to the trends. Or confusing, because these genres are just too whack and misleading, putting your own description to what you find aesthetic is. With no end to this excessive and pointless repetition of confining and defining yourself, but you're just feeding off the people you meet and to what the media shows you, so that you could continually condition yourself so that you would be interesting and you wouldn't be alienated because you're living and how in the first place. Oh, hey, it's me, Ewa. I don't know how to feel about that name either, but kudos to Kevin for that wonderful joke. And as my first upload here in YouTube, I'm going to see and indulge myself in different styles and aesthetics.
Pardon the cock noises in this video. Chicken, I mean. Anyway,
I am insecure about my skin, and being seen without makeup on gives me anxiety, but I'm taking the step for me now by just accepting it as it is, and it'll get better. Also a close-up to it and how it really looks like in real life, because it isn't always smooth, pretty, and airbrushed, and that is okay.
I have my hair like this because, I don't know, I've set it up and it's curling in there. And we'll start off with some moisturizer first and some primer in this face. Color correcting done, we'll proceed to the foundation.
And then brushing my eyebrows with a bit of red, cause what 𝓗𝓔𝓔𝓕𝓤𝓛 would like bland ass eyebrows? I've decided for a pretty orange or peachy look for this one because I saw some inspo and this was probably the main tone for this style. Poof poof with an eyeshadow in these colors because you know we're in it for the fruits, sunflowers, the sun, and of course Van Gogh.
And then circling some blush around these cheeks because, you know, but not too much because Annabelle will be freaky with it. Also the tip of my nose, because why not? And nothing would go wrong with some white freckles for this, right? It's not even curled anymore. Well, I'll fix that.
This is actually a pretty nice outfit. It's very hot wearing this. Reading an article by the Digit magazine about this so-called art-ho movement was supposed to be an expression for people of color, but this got turned around a bit. And having a quick search with this term pretty much just showed a lot of paint, plants, socks with different artworks or designs on it, people with 𝓗𝓤𝓦𝓐𝓏 and 𝓗𝓏 bags stylized with a bit of 80s flair. I don't know. This is 80s. And very much just got disconnected from its roots. Beginning in 2015, with some Tumblr users, Mars and Jam, had a kind of creative outlet in which they started drawing and stylizing portraits, these artistic selfies showed more power and expression, thus evolving into a movement. Also them reclaiming the word who, yada yada yada, elaborating how it all ties up to identity, gender, and visual art. Then more about the true creative freedom of people of color and the opportunities that should be provided for them. But this got taken into a shift, and as to be seen as a member of this aesthetic is not only you needing to be artistic or artsy, but also mentioning some material characteristics for this, contrasting to what and how the movement is indicating. It's quite sad how this aesthetic was twisted and overruled the supposedly power of this movement. This took a bit long, but is that enough 𝓗𝓔𝓔𝓕𝓤𝓛 and artwork talks to justify that?
I have seen enough shit on the internet to see how this one might go. So get your hydro flasks. And Scrunch is ready for this one.
This one is just pretty natural, looking sun-kissed and all, not taking a bath and being basic. Don't kill me all. Prepping the skin with a bit of mist too. And this foundation is just gonna tread in light, brushing up those brows with a bit of tint. And I might still need some shimmer on this one, just a bit though. Of course, we would still want our lashes popping a bit.
It is required to have Carmex or Birth Bees for this one, but who cares? I'm not joining their call.
Boom, some tint, then gloss. And we're done. Definitely not anything from Brandy Melville because their one size fits all is probably just going to be too small for me. Anyway, this looks...
Explaining what a VSCO girl is pretty much just easy because of what the media already showed us. Those stupid starter packs displayed already to what this aesthetic is meaning to present. Also, perpetuating from the real app, VSCO. You'll know about that photo editing software, right? The creator of it mentioned that this platform was supposed to be for teens and it's just pretty much chill and creative counterpart of Instagram. But now that it went around the internet, it got out of touch. And more it is now illustrated to what the person consumes, capitalizing on the bland and mainstream interests of mostly white and wealthy people. And now, I'm a go and a whoop with this succulent, and it's very deep, I'm telling you. And now, it's a part of my identity. Now we are going to turn it up a bit, and
This look for me sometimes is pretty heavy sometimes, and
you know, still staying fleek even though it is oriented by sportswear and dashed with streetwear.
well, I saw an article by L'Oreal on how to achieve a Baddie look. And well, I would be much more obliged if there was a wiki how one.
Let's see how this will go.
Step number 1,
Prime your face, and it is now prepped.
Step number 2, perfect your complexion. Step number 3, lol, perfect your brows.
I saw this Vogue Get Ready one time from Doja Cat, in which she put some powder over her brows so that it would be mattified and it wouldn't look shiny and, you know, fake and all that. And I've been applying that tip ever since. I don't know, it was somehow helpful because when I take pictures, you know, with my brows painted in.
Step number 4, make it smoky, but I won't do lol. Step number 7, wing it out. Step number 8, bronze it up.
This style originated from the creativity and culture of mostly of women of color, in rejection to the white beauty standards from back then. The Baddie culture rocked off in Instagram back in 2016 when Kylie Jenner branded her style with boxer braids, another term for cornrows, to replace it, in which she was kind of credited for bringing back this style in focus. This was the domineering 90s aesthetic from the African American and the Hispanic community. Some of these are walking arts of the hood, usually ghetto-inspired styles. As it took off, this style was helped elevated by the Kardashian-Jenner clan, now mostly basing in luxury, reflecting those expensive and high-end merchandise. Thinking about how this trend was just probably a progression in makeup and in clothing style, still, it is questionable on how this aesthetic is being used upon and oversaturated by white people, how the integrity and appreciation of the history behind it was reduced, because it just seems a commodity nowadays, and it is no exception to cultural dress-up and appropriation. As you all know, Kawaii means cute in English, right? It's all about the cuteness-related aesthetic from Japan. This style pretty much just signifies charm, youth, and adorability. I don't have much pastel-colored outfits in my wardrobe, and it usually just consists of nude, bold, dark colors. Really, it is though. Oh god. Well, I dug up something, and you're going to see it later. Ooh, I got some new glue, and I really wanted to try this out for now. I'm going to cover it up and with some foundation and powder, so that I'll be able to style my brows for this one. Seriously talking though, I wish I could go out with my brows style like this, or I could at least shave it so that it wouldn't be too hard, covering it up. Then some touches of it underneath my eyes, painting my lashes white, and I used this mascara to help it curl a bit. Well, if you're familiar with the culture of Japan, it's no question that you've probably heard about this one. This culture of cuteness has been widespread not only in Japan, but it is now part of a transcultural phenomenon all over, as this aesthetic of cuteness created a dynamic of interest also in the other Asian regions and the Western countries as well. This culture became mainstream in three major developments, from girls' illustrations, shoujo, and fancy goods. Though, this framed a cyclical conflict between the adult world and romanticizing the idea of this childish and stereotypical girlish culture. But as it held with high regard, the evolution of it never stopped and consisted of media fads and depictions of characters with strength, confidence, and an adventurous spirit. Now done in many ways, it has been extended with a specific type of accessories and clothing to form as a part of her identity. The phenomenon then moved over to designating objects with golden roundness, big puppy-like eyes, and other distinct features, rendering is adorable. The manifestation of these cute products and the visual stimuli it had for the consumer of this culture became a hub for creativity and individuality. I'm here for the nostalgia of this whole thing and seeing how the new generation were able to appreciate this culture and mix it up a bit. I'm going to do this look with a bit of modern touch on it, because you might get confused on how real grunge from the 90s look like, and it we shall be discussing later. For the 5th time, I'm starting off with a clean primed face, and it is now tired from 2 days straight of different makeup looks. But I'm still in it for the stonks though. Prefer the lighter tone for this look. The paler the better, or something. I'm kind of doing my brows like this just recently. Going on for a spread out and kind of messy eye makeup for this because I'm lazy enough. And then this eyeliner. It's just simple but still pretty thick, I think. Oh, come on, you've been saying it for 5 times in a row now, doing this whole shit. And then this blue lipstick. This feels wrong. I look like an e-girl or, somewhere in between. Thanks, 𝓗𝓔𝓔𝓕𝓤𝓛. Chains. Things you usually see that identify with grunge. I wanted a short montage of me playing with smoke to look badass or something, but I had baby powder as an alternative. So, hey kids, don't do stupid shit like this, and also don't smoke. You got smoky for doing that. Emerging out of the Seattle area in the mid-1980s, a mix of heavy metal, punk, and rock and roll then entered grunge. This genre is most often associated with youth movements and strong statements driven by politics. Speaking for the people, a lot of these underground bands were able to go off inexpensively and internationally. With its non-fashion statement and anti-consumerism movement, thrifting was pretty popular that time, with an independent, uncoordinated demeanor but with an edge. Through music and its authentic fashion, it fueled self-expression and gave voice to lost and troubled minority. But not long enough. The fashion industry exploited the aesthetic and monetized it highly, as it went mainstream and is now commercialized, which was contrast to how this culture was supposed to be. Then corporate boogeyman slimmed down the number of the recording contracts it had built as it died down. The media packaged the whole culture though, and by the 21st century, the music was brought back to the masses and is now redefined as alternative. When it comes to fashion, it still had its influence on it and produced several subcultures, and everyone had their own implications and flair by creating a statement of their own, incorporating this classic piece of underground culture from back then. And you have reached the end of this video. Wrapping it all up, it was eye-opening learning about the stuff that I have discussed in this video. And if you have any feedbacks or more information regarding about some of the lapses that I had in this one, I will really appreciate that. It surprised me too, and I'm glad that I was able to share it, because sometimes we just unknowingly follow these trends and we're missing out a lot. What else is there to say? Please leave a like and a comment below there in this video and subscribe. You'll see more of me pretty sooner. Whenever I feel like filming